tropical country with regards to our development to the government alone. We expect individuals, private organizations to fund research, to bring out, for example, FTL has fund which they can use in sponsoring research. And this can be done by all these individuals or philanthropists that have enough money that could help in funding, sponsoring research which could be used to get solution to the problem, the other problem we have with regards to development.
But are our universities approaching telecoms companies and banks to ask them to sponsor researchers? Are they?
Yes. For example, we have universities that have funds from individuals, from private organizations, from NGOs, that they can sponsor research. And we have grants from other developed countries where they can sponsor research. Grants are got from very developed countries to sponsor research and other individuals that could sponsor research.
Okay,
with
but
that,
you're still asking for more.
yes, we ask for more. We want to let people realize that they should come out and sponsor, fund research. And that's the only way we can get solution to our problem. We find out why is this situation so? Why are we having poor agricultural development, poor road infrastructure, poor management situation?
Okay, let me go to Mr. Oyekome. What will be the presentation like? You know, what will people be talking about at this conference?
Thank you very much, ma'am. We'll be having presentations in the area of soil and water management. We'll be talking about bioremediation, pollution control. At the same time, we'll be talking about monetary policies, governments and policies. How can these come together? How can we work on this to ensure that there is development? At the same time, we'll be talking about how can we harness technological innovations. So we have papers in these various areas addressing all these very important sectors of the economy. And we have received abstracts. Researchers are coming to present papers in these very areas.
Okay, Prof, after all of this, you know, the presentation, everybody has given what they think should be the way forward. What would you be doing with the, you know, everything that you gather from that conference?
Thank you. There's going to be a communique after the conference that will be well publicized. It will be published in national dailies. We are going to and deliver to every relevant ministry and commissioner at the state level. And we also have an official journal in Wesley University called Tropical. We're going to publish all the papers presented in a volume, in a special volume of that journal. In fact, the one we had last year, the third annual conference, will be launched on that day, you know, as a volume of Tropical. Then we now follow up, as my colleagues have said, we follow up with how we can, you know, actualize the solutions that we have profiled. International organizations, Carnegie is there, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, so many funding bodies. Then the culture of endowment is not very popular in this country. I was in a conference in Japan 2 months ago, and I saw the president of a university, the vice chancellor. How do you fund your university? He says school fees and endowment. So we want to also encourage our philanthropists, Nigerian citizens, on this culture of endowment. Somebody just says, okay, so foundation, I buy a chair of geology in your university, and that family takes care of the salaries, the research of everybody in that department and all that. So these are ways, but we have to come out with concrete things. That, okay, in agriculture, we have done something. Cocoa is something that we can improve on its production, these products, and somebody, you know, would be interested based on the empirical facts we have, and would be interested in funding it. And may I add there, although you didn't ask me, that agriculture as a subject attracts no tuition in Wesley University as from the beginning of next session. We have offered scholarship to Nigerians to come and study agriculture in Wesley without paying tuition. All they will pay is money for accommodation and maybe some other sundry bills.
So what's the capacity for your agric department
Oh,
in
agric,
terms of number of people you could admit in
yes,
2015?
in terms of infrastructure, and whether we can make do with 200 agri students in a year. We have 1/3 of our permanent site, which is about almost 100 hectares. 1/3 has been earmarked for agri development.
So why did you decide to make the tuition free?
It's because students are not interested in doing it. It has the lowest population of students in enrollment. They want to do, our children, I always tell them, they want me to fall sick so that they can give me injection. That's medicine. They want to go to industry, and of course, they want to be accountants, counting money in banks and all that. The average Nigerian student does not want to do agric.
Why do you think this is so?
Well, I think it's lack of orientation at the secondary school level. They don't know that this oil we all depend on will finish one day. There's no way this oil will last forever. It's a product that we use at the rate at which nature does not replenish it. So there's going to be a day, I guess I won't be alive then, that oil will finish. Agric is going to be the mainstay of our economy. We're going to go back to the 60s of granite pyramids and all that. So what happens when the citizenry is not knowledgeable in increasing productivity in farmlands? So we want to use that to entice them to come to agric. So that's where we catch them from. So when they are trained, then they are better prepared to prepare this country for.
Is there any synergy or collaboration between what you're doing and what the current Minister of Agriculture is doing? Because he is singing and dancing agriculture all around the country and making sure he promotes it.
In fact, the reason why I'm happy today is because of that man and his policies. He's the best Minister of Agri that we've ever had. The synergy between, he was the one who gave the keynote address at last year's conference, on soil protection. And actually, we're about talking together on what to do. We have offered this scholarship to states in the federation to send their children to study agric. And the school is also offering, to study whatever course they want to. But if it's agric, for example, I was talking to a commissioner for education the other day. Say, if you sponsor 10 students to my university, I give you 10 free. Buy one, get one free. But those 10 must study agric.
Okay.
They must study agric.
Okay, Mrs. Obasi, the admission for 2014-2015, how is it like?
We have already started, during the completion of forms for registration for JAMB UTME exams, candidates select universities of their choice. So JAMB has already released the list of those who chose us as their first choice, and those ones we have processed their admission. Right now, we have also thrown the admission open to candidates. As my Vice Chancellor said earlier on, many older universities and government universities may not go as low as 180 to admit students. So for the category of students who are really, really qualified and they are not admitted in the universities of their choice, they also have a chance to come to Wesley University. In that case, we process all the admissions through Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board. So it's authenticated. And we have also, we've publicized in dailies and so on. We have modes of admission, direct entry. We have those who could come as regular students, which is what I've described. We have room for those who want to transfer from other universities. And we also run part-time programs in some of the programs run in the school.
Okay.
That's how far we are.
That's good. Let's move over to Mr. Ekomi and talk about the conference. Back to the issue of the conference. How many people do you expect will present papers at this conference?
Well, for the presentations, we are expecting 40 presenters because 40 people have submitted abstracts. But alongside with that, we also want to have what we call conference symposiums. The very first day of the conference, at the opening ceremony,